Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Fury the Outlands. As always, I am your Dungeon Master, Dan. I'm a theater freak and a TTRPG geek. Good fuck.
He almost said.
And today...
Leaving that in. Oh my god, no!
We're already getting off to a good start here. Anyway, this is episode 10, but before we get into the recap of everything and getting into this nitty-gritty, we have, at the very least, one plugin. If you guys want to see what our life is like outside of Dungeons and Dragons, go over to on Spotify and go to the Guys podcast. We just got done with a episode yesterday. I'd say it's decently kid-friendly.
We are getting Dan to raise his standards in 2024 and stop simping for villains.
Okay. Hey. At least it's not all of them.
Okay.
It's not all of them.
Okay.
But yeah, go over there, listen to all the various shit that we talk about, though somehow we always end up linking back to at least several categories. But you know what? It's fine. It's a bunch of friends talking shit. Then if you want to see various art stuff, go over onto Instagram at Tenshi Art. That's Angel's gig more than anyone else. Angel's also the guy that does the artwork for all of our character tokens for the last 3 years?
Yeah, pretty much. Since 2020. Yeah, 2020, pretty much.
Yeah, because it was since the Trader's Medallion mini campaign.
Wait, doing art? Oh no, hey, I've been doing art for the for the group at least.
Since I think
You said?
Whisper One, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've been doing art for the group since the fucking beginning of the actual what's it called? The Waterdeep campaign. Remember when I made everybody's character tokens? Eris, Tenshimar, Awaris, and Maxima?
No, because I wasn't a part of that. I didn't come in till late winter 1. Good time.
I've been doing it since we pretty much started.
So I stand corrected. But yeah. He's our resident art guy. He's got his own YouTube. He's got his own Instagram. Probably has his own Twitter, and I will continue to call it Twitter because fuck X. Yeah, the only thing that is actually eligible to have X in the name are the X-Men.
I really thought you were going to say something else there.
Wow. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Of the video variety?
Oh, God, if I was going to say anything, you know what? We're not getting into that. But yeah, let's move on. So yeah, those are the couple of plugins. And so let us dive back in to whatever the fuck this is. So, last we left off, our party had made their way from Baron's Rest to a location known as the Abbey, which is a more religious settlement within the territories of the Sisters of the Flame. Within the Abbey, they sought out a connection of Arakions, a member of the Sisters by the name of Rogue. Rogue offered them sanctuary within the confines of the Abbey, and was wanting to get some information from Arakion as to what the fuck happened within the last week that may or may not he have been a part of. Arakion explained that him and this group of random people that became his adventuring party took a job with some members of the Arc Light Order of the Nation of Tiris, which ended up going sideways and leading to a challenge between him and the Night Herald's weapons master, Liza. Arakion won, and then
As I do.
him and the party immediately left, and then eventually a few days later discovered themselves that the Night Heralds had been recently attacked within their own headquarters, diminishing their population by almost a third. Rakion then asked Rogue if there were any other jobs that he could take. Rogue mentioned a possibility of an escort mission, but had no idea as to what that might lead to. As Rakion and the rest of the party decided to kind of take a quick rest before gathering information about this particular job, Yuri made his way to a shrine dedicated to the primordial goddess Rhea, who is the goddess of fire.
Fire mommy.
And there, yeah, he's basically fire mommy. There he met up with a member of the Sisters of Flame, a tiefling by the name of Sister Kalia. The two of them had a very interesting conversation about the history, the sort of more recent history of the Flame Goddess, as well as how it might possibly tie within Yuri's family, and in particular, the Volkanov family curse. After which, Yuri made several attempts to sort of communicate to the fire goddess via prayer or just wanting to shout at her without her actually being there. And basically was told that while she agrees, as of right now, it was not yet the time. After which, Yuri also ended up meeting with a Yan T by the name of Amos Crowley, who is off to the Temple of the Sands to meet up with the Raider Bandlord of the Sisters of the Flame. The two had some light conversations, and Crowley revealed that he was more of an information broker between various clans and various people, and offered his services to Yuri and his party, but not before catching eyes of Icarus, to which Yuri saw some sort of facial reaction, but could not quite understand as to why. After which, Rogue returned and informed the party that the escort mission actually was actually a part English was actually revealed to be, in fact, in Wyvernack territory, and in some relation to a long-time myth and prophecy of the 5 Claws of Tiamat, a prophecy in which Tiamat would return from whatever plane she was banished on if 5 of her true bloodline descendants made their way to the point in which she was sealed from the material plane. Apparently, the Wyvernack saw that the particular person, some kid who looked like a blue Drac-Henri, might end up being one of these 5 Claws of Tiamat, and therefore the Wyvernack clan has decided to go on an all-out hunt for this kid. The kid managed to reach some members of the Sisters of the Flame in hopes of being taken out of Wyvernack territory and maybe even out of the Outlands itself. But that was about as much information as Rogue could get, and if they wanted to know more, they would have to head through the Wyvernack territory and possibly even others to reach their location. And that is where we are now. So, as of now, you guys are on the road. Rakion, you're driving the cruiser. Yuri, you're just kind of sitting around chilling. Rogue is riding in her runner, which is basically a bike, traveling alongside of you. I'd say, at the very least, in this beginning parts, you managed to cut through a good bit of Sisters of the Flame territory before the night starts to end up getting dark. Remind me, did you guys travel like not long after you found out, or did you guys actually take a break overnight at the Abbey and decide to head out in the morning?
I do remember that we did sleep in, and we got up the next morning to go.
Okay, yeah. So in that case, you do manage to travel through a good bit of sister territory before the night is through, getting to the point where you're reaching another end of the outskirts. In order to kind of get through quickly, you guys weren't actually able to travel through the mountains towards the center of the Outlands, and had to actually, in which point, actually, let me pull up the shittiest map in history that actually never got finished. So basically what happened is that, we'll say like the Abbey is like somewhere around within the mountains. I honestly didn't have a spot for it, but you actually ended up traveling up through the mountains this way instead of going up to around here. Wait, can I? No, I can't. Instead of like traveling towards the western side of the mountains to kind of closer to where Apex is.
Okay.
At this point, you are in the northern outskirts of Sister Territory. Arakion, Arakion, you kind of know where you are, because this is also kind of getting close to Lion territory, and you are definitely well aware of this.
Oh shit.
And definitely a little more closer than you would have liked. But as of right now, as the sun is setting and you guys are kind of setting up camp for this first night, you are still in sister territory, but you're like right at the edge to where, you know, it like a little bit further beyond is like the border between sister territory and Lion territory.
Okay, so would you mind pulling up the map again so I can see like where? Could you point me to where? I know where sister territory is, but could you show me where Lion territory is?
Yeah. So right. Like right above Temple of Sands, where it says Clan Stronghold, that is the headquarters to where the Lions are. I'd say I don't have it actually completely lined out here because this is a very, very, very early crude map that honestly really needs some re-editing. But I'd say at the very bit, you're maybe around a little bit before where this cave is, kind of like right here.
Okay.
And it's like to the point where it's going to take maybe maybe an hour and a half to where you are going to reach Lion territory, and maybe another day before you actually hit what was the name? Maybe about another day or so before you hit Kaliona.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. So since we are actually like camped out now, I want to speak to Rogue really quickly, and also I might just bring Yuri and Rogue into this. So I'll just like bring them all together. I just like I'll motion to Yuri, like, come on.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go with.
You walk over to find Rogue. She's not that far away. She's literally setting up. As of right now, she's kind of setting up right next to her runner, not that far from you guys, and is about ready to start making up a campfire for food and whatnot, sees you guys, and it's like, well, that was actually a very interesting drive. Honestly, I didn't think your cruiser would be able to handle the sand as much.
My cruiser can handle anything.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, now that I have both of you together here, and I guess never mind. He'll just continue. So we're coming up on lion territory, and that definitely is starting to make me a tad shaky in where we tread. So I propose that we should take a little bit of a detour, so maybe going around the border.
Yeah, no, I was thinking that too.
What's up?
Because I know that you have some problems with the lions, which I mean is totally fair. And I think the sisters that got the kid should be able to hold out for a little bit. Granted, it would probably take an extra day out of our time to go along the border before we start getting into Wyvernack territory, and then even at that point, we might end up reaching a territory from one of the other clans.
Did you say the sisters already have the kid? Is that what you said?
They have them, but like I said, they're in Wyvernack territory, and they don't have enough resources to be able to get the kid across whatever bit of Wyvernack territory and Lion territory to reach it back to the Temple of the Sands or even at the Abbey.
I see.
Wyvernacks are they're a strange bunch for sure. Rakion, I know you've had some encounters with them every once in a bit over the few years, but
occasionally, very few though. Well, I wouldn't say very few. That's a lie. But when we had our scuffles, we met.
What about you, Yuri? Do you know much about them?
I have no idea about anything about them. I pretty much have tried to stay out of clan business as much as I possibly can.
That's fair. Well, let me bring it to you as this. Wyvernacks, for one, are basically a bunch of various different Dracokin. Dragonborn, sometimes Yuan-Ti, the Draconry, lizard folk, kobolds. Whole reason that they end up becoming a clan is because a bunch of them they're, for lack of better words, religious zealots in the name of the first Dragonborn. Which kind of makes sense if you think about it, considering that they're all various different types of Dracokin. I mean, but they don't really have much respect for a lot of people who aren't different Dracokin. I mean, sure, they might also treat. No, they aren't really a fan of anyone else who isn't of various bloodline between first Dragonborn Kaldras or Tiamat, Bahamut, that kind of shtick, you know. More of the chromatic brand than the metallic. Most of those, I think, most metallic Dracokin you don't really see out here.
So I should probably keep my head down if we're going into Wyvernack's territory.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few people that they do allow to pass every once in a bit. The sisters, only because we're we are a religious group for the most part, and then Alliance they ended up having some respect for because of the Bandlord. But then again, the Bandlord himself is a Draconry, so that kind of plays in part. But from what I've heard, the Bandlord of the Lions is the only person outside of the Wyvernacks to be considered warkin to the Wyvernacks, which is a very hefty title for sure.
I see.
Let me double check something here.
Some car is speeding outside of my apartment once again.
Yeah, no, you're fine. You see, Rogue pulls up a scroll of paper and unrolls it. It looks to be a very crude map of the Outlands. Just kind of like imagine like a leather hide, with has like burned inscriptions on it.
The Marauders map.
Sorry. Kind of starts looking at it and is like, oh, region around the border of the Wyvernack Lion/sister territory is going to bring us closer to Apex, which is the most common ground between all the clans that we can get, and then we can make our way straight north. But that's going to take a few days. That's going to take another day out of our supplies, which I don't know how much supplies that you can hold in that little trailer of yours, Rakion.
Indeed. Well, surely that. And he's just mostly trying to think of a. Would Arakion know somewhere in that territory, a place where they could maybe, scavenge for extra supplies if they need to, like at a camp, or like a place where they can get more supplies on the actual trip itself?
Go ahead and roll me a history check.
Alrighty. 16.
That actually is a better roll than I thought it would. So yeah, you end up... Yeah. So you kind of pull out your own map, kind of roll it out. And it's like somewhat similar to what Rogue's got, but there are a few other marks on there that you've made yourself. For one, you do know that if you reach closer to Apex, you are less likely to have any sort of problems with any of the clans, because Apex is considered... you definitely would know this, Arakion, but Apex is the location that is kind of considered a meeting point between all of the Bandlords, if necessary. To where if there's like something that would kind of like affect the fate of the Outlands as a whole, one of the Bandlords would set up a signal and the others would have to respond, and then everyone plus their seconds would have to meet over at Apex to discuss what is going on. As far as you know, the only time that has happened is before the current generation of Bandlords ever started to take reign. So probably close to when the Outlands like first end up kind of becoming its own thing instead of the old Atherin Empire.
Got it. So it's like the meeting point just for diplomatic reasons and shit like that.
Yeah, though considering how chaotic the Outlands are, you can understand why it's not really ever used. But in that circumstance, because it is the sort of diplomatic meeting point, it is also considered neutral ground across the border, to where any aggressive action taken at Apex has to be with a very damn good reason, because there's basically sort of a unspoken treaty between the Bandlords to where they are not really allowed to take any aggressive action without cause. when it's over at Apex, because no one bandlord claims territory there.
Damn. So would my capture be a good reason for them to act out?
You're
like,
not. You're not
there,
entirely. I'm gonna say at that point. Give me an insight check.
I'll assist you.
Yeah. So then, yeah. Arakion, roll with advantage.
Insight. Wait. What'd you say again?
Insight.
Insight. Okay. Okay, it didn't help. You suck. I'm just messing.
So, with what you know about your bounty, which at this point you're assuming is because of the actions you took years ago, or however long it was before you met Bigby. I don't think we actually truly established a time period there. But assuming that it is because of that, you aren't entirely sure if Apex you're not entirely sure if they are able to actually take you at Apex, but they would first have to figure out that you are at Apex, which, if that's the case, definitely makes it more difficult for them to try and take any action against you. But considering that you are at this point unclanned, it's a double-edged sword. It's in your benefit, but also because you're not really associated directly with any clan, it could also work against you.
Yeah,
but
the rules don't apply to you, to me, I guess.
Yeah, so it could go in your benefit, it could go against you, but it's definitely a better option than trying to go directly through Lion territory. And even then, worst case scenario, if you go a little further northeast, you reach Marauder territory, which would definitely put you in a better spot, because Marauders are more likely to help you than the Lions or the Wyvernacks.
Damn, some Marauders territory, huh? I'm gonna need a map for that.
Hey, take a shot.
I see.
So I'd say your best bet, if you're wanting to look to re-up on supplies, would probably be, considering you don't entirely know where they're at, and Rogue hasn't actually now that I think about it, Rogue eventually also takes out notes that apparently she's written down when she was communicating with the sisters that are with the kid. Kind of first off points her finger towards Drakehold, kind of moves it a little further south and a little bit towards the east, and starts to make a mark there. And she's like, well, actually, now that I think about it, even though it will take another day or so out of our time, it wouldn't necessarily be too bad. I mean, we'd end up having to go a little bit that way anyway to make it to where they're at, and by the sound of it, they're not that far from a settlement, so it's gonna run us thin, but we'd at least still be able to re-up supplies there.
Well, I think we can wait until we get there and see what happens then. Because if things work out in our favor, we may not even have to re-up on supplies. But if we have to, then we'll have to make that sacrifice. And plus, we're getting paid.
Yeah, that's true. And plus, you also got to whack, because I know that you would definitely enjoy whacking some of the Wyvernacks. Well, from what I heard from those who were actually in the field, they're holding up at some settlement known as Talon. It's definitely a little bit closer to the outskirts of Wyvernack territory, so we wouldn't have to worry about getting it closer to Drakehold, which is good because the last thing I want is to try and have some sort of altercation with freaking the bandlord of the Wyvernacks.
Right.
But as I said, even though it's on the outskirts, it's still within Wyvernack territory. So any move that we make, then those that are within Drakehold will be able to hear and get to us probably within a day.
Gotta be fast then.
It's a good thing we're all there.
Well, we either gotta be fast or we gotta be sneaky, and thankfully both of those are somewhat my expertise.
Alright, well, now that we have somewhat of a plan in, I suppose we should get some rest.
Right, I'll take first watch.
Cool.
You sure? I can handle it.
Please, I need to stretch my legs anyway after sitting on that damn seat. Turns over to her runner.
Alright, then. Good night.
Good night. You guys sit down for the night. She takes the first watch.
I swear, Arakion gets bitches.
He's pulling
who who is taking watch after Rogue?
You go.
I will.
Alright, Arakion, roll a perception check.
Roll good.
Perception. I sucked at it. I was thinking about
Rogue.
no.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
If anything, he would be more into Callie because she's like more like she has more of a bite to her.
Brother, respect.
Yes, she
respect.
Respect.
But
and also Rakion's got a thing for scales.
hey, yeah, we don't want that interracial.
Oh my god, we're terrible. All right, so
yeah.
then,
11.
yeah, you are, yeah, so you kind of take a look out. You don't really kind of see as much. You're definitely kind of focusing more on, like, the direction to where Caliona is more than anything. And so you're not really paying attention to anything else in your surroundings. All right, then Yuri, go ahead and make me the third perception check for the shift.
The old man wakes up in the dead of the night, stretches, and then rolls. 7.
Damn.
Damn, you suck. You got that glaucoma, don't you, Grandpa?
Yeah, I'd
What am I
say.
looking at?
Yeah, no, I'd say. Oh shit! That actually reminds me, Yuri. I don't know why, but for some reason, technically you're supposed to have a couple of technically you're supposed to have a couple of other languages under your belt as well, because Genasi automatically get Common and Primordial, and for some reason it's not showing up on your character sheet.
Oh shit! I'll edit that now.
Yeah, I don't know how the fuck that got to be a problem, but technically you know 3 languages, not just Abyssal.
Okay. The whole campaign, you're just speaking Abyssal.
Yeah. I'd say your mind is kind of more focused on your father and sort of like the information you've been told by Sister Kalia, rather than focusing on sort of on the situation ahead. And kind of towards maybe towards like an hour or so before sunrise, you kind of come out of your sort of, for lack of better words, thought process. You start to hear the sound of chanting. Not war chanting. This kind of sounds like it's more in song, and it's kind of a lot closer to you than you would have actually expected. you immediately kind of turn your head to the sound, and you see there are 3 people in gray and black robes, and it looks to be they're carrying some sort of large box in their hands. And actually, you would recognize the language they're chanting because you do speak Abyssal. They are chanting some sort of prayer to the god of death.
Oh shit!
They and they look like it looks like they are passing through close to your camp, but they're not immediately going towards your direction. Arakion, you wake up at this point as well, hearing this chanting. You see the 3 guys in robes. I'm gonna say, yeah, no, I'm not gonna have you roll. What are you guys' kind of thoughts in this as you are watching this?
Yuri's apprehensive. He has no fucking clue what these people want or what their business is.
All right.
Well,
Actually, Arakion, I want you to make me either an investigation or a insight check.
Well, I mean, I would love to go with the investigation check because that at least is a +5.
Oh shit!
All right, go for it. Hey.
My insight sucks.
So, yeah, that's fair. You take a look at these guys. You're apprehensive. You're going for your gun, but then you stop and actually get a good look at these guys. These are not raiders. They're not standard raiders. They're not a part of any raider clan. These guys are traveling priests. Judging by the robes, it looks like they're priests to the god of death. And you actually take a look at the box. It's not a box. It's a coffin.
Yep, cult. That's cult alert. Cult.
Yeah. So Arakion, you know that there are various sort of nomad groups throughout the Outlands, as well as members of the Raider clans. You know that various people who are dedicated to the god of death do kind of have this sort of ritual to where they do take, when someone passes away, they take their bodies and just go on some sort of quest, or not really quest, but on some sort of journey here in the material plane, in tradition to help a soul traverse from the spirit plane here on the material plane to one of the to the realm of the dead.
Yep, it's a cult. I knew. I'm just messing. Okay. So they're just performing the rite of, of their god to help someone pass from the living to the land of the dead.
Yeah, Yuri, since you do speak Abyssal, you do also kind of catch bits and pieces of the prayer and do kind of ascertain that it is some sort of a death rite taking place here. But eventually they do stop not that far from your campsite, set the coffin down, immediately realize that there's another campsite not that far from them. And one of them starts to make their way over to you guys, letting up his hood. And what you see is it looks like a waste elf, but their head is shaved to the point of bald. Their skin is utterly gaunt, as if it's like void of like any color of life. They sort of make their way to you and go, Greetings. I apologize if our journey has provided some discomfort for you.
Okay, so number one, first question: Is he's speaking in common or is he speaking abysmal?
He's speaking in common as of right now.
Okay. Second thing, as soon as he saw one of them come up to like the campsite, before he like his mind put together what it actually was, he just had his gun like drawn, like it was exposed. He didn't have it like pointed. He just kind of like had it like on the.
Yeah. No. You also see that Rogue, like when she woke up, immediately started to kind of go for a dagger, slightly unsheath them. The priest, as they're sort of walking towards you, have their hands out to show like they don't have any weapons on them. And it's like, as I said, I apologize if our presence caused some unease or agitation. We have no intention of aggression. We are just merely priests making our way through the journey.
And then upon hearing that, he just kind of puts it away. And he's like, it's pretty dangerous of you guys to be walking around this late, especially walking up on campers out here. People might mistake you for a cult or any sort of being who could put them at risk.
We have been called a cult before, but we were also unaware that anyone would be also taking camp along this trek of the journey, as the travel was initially plotted out before our course, and most raiders know not to mess with anyone who is a follower of the First Reaper.
Indeed. Alright then.
If you would prefer, we will make our way further from your campsites before we end up taking our own rest for the evening.
Oh no, continue on your original path. We won't be in your way.
Much obliged. They eventually kind of turn away, putting their hood up again once more. You see the other two were still kind of continuing in prayer in Abyssal. You're the only one that would recognize the language, I think. Arakion, what are the languages you got?
I've got not abysmal. Common, Draconic, and Halfling.
Yeah, no, so you would have no idea what they're saying. Yuri, give me another perception check, actually.
Sure. Can Grandpa see things? Let's see.
You still got the glaucoma? He's even worse now.
Yeah.
What's that thing?
Okay.
He's scared shitless.
You just pretty much, as you're trying to like sort of translate the prayer in your head, you just know that this was some warrior who basically met their end, and by right was whose body is going through the journey here through the material plane to allow the spirit to traverse to face judgments, but you don't really catch anything else other than pretty much the basics on that end. Okay. Eventually the three pick up the coffin once more. Two of them hoist it onto their shoulders. One of them is holding it at sort of the end, and they continue to make their way across the Outlands to the point to where you do not see them anymore. Rogue at this point has been entirely uneasy until they kind of vanish, kind of sheaths the knives and is like, those guys are always creepy as fuck.
They're just doing their thing.
I just.
I know. I know. I don't know. It's just always Zathras. Zathras followers are always kind of a little bit on the weirder side.
Indeed, but I always see it as maybe they see us as weird for not following what they follow. I just say we do our own thing, they do theirs.
Yeah, same.
I mean, yeah.
I know nothing about gods, so.
I used to.
Well, are up now, and you see as you guys are now just kind of talking, the first beams of sunrise start to peek across this horizon. Rogue just kind of looks out and is like, well, we're awake now, and it looks like the sun's starting to go. You want to pack up? See if we can make it over to Talon?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Alright, let's go.
Alright, yeah, you guys quickly close up camp. The sun slowly starts to reach out further, and you guys make your way to continue. It takes about another 3 or so days before you actually make it to Talon, since you guys are taking the long way round. Let's see. Do I have for you?
Take you for the long way round.
Oh my god.
Hey, I would like to say, maybe on those 3 days that we the camp and shit like that, could we hunt for food and provide our own provisions in terms
Yeah.
food?
Okay, so yeah, in that case, I'm gonna say for each of the days, I'm gonna have you make a survival check to see how if you can scavenge and hunt for food and whatnot. Yuri, if you wanted to also pitch in on this as well, you can either roll yourself or give Arakion advantage.
What's your modifier?
+3.
Mine's the same. I think mine's yeah.
You want to just roll your own and I roll mine?
Sure.
All right.
So yeah, for the first day, I want you guys to roll the first survival check.
All right. I'm channeling my inner Oregon Trail. 15.
8.
All right. And actually, I'm gonna roll for Rogue as well. Okay. Let's see. What's her survival? It's not as good as you guys, but okay. All right. Rogue got a 14. Yeah, between you, Arakion, and Rogue, you guys were able to get some sort of game to make sure that you guys didn't go through the provisions in the caravan, or not in the caravan, in the trailer.
And if there's on these hunting trips as well, if we catch a stream or something like that, we would like to bottle up some water in a cantina or whatever.
Yeah.
I feel
Easy enough. All right. For the second day, roll.
just
Same thing. Survival.
I'm a fucking beat. Oh no, never mind. I suck this time. Okay, he's using his flame blast from his arms.
All right. Yuri, you do manage to find you after kind of slowly getting into the swing of things that kind of work out here. You do manage to at this time get a good amount of game for everyone to kind of get a decent meal around. Arakion, not so much.
I get a picture of me when we're at the campfire at night and we're cooking up some stuff to eat. I can just picture Arakion has a skewered piece of meat on a skewer, obviously, and he kind of leans it over to Yuri. He's like, "Do the others, please." And he's like Yuri touches it and it just fucking catches fire.
Oh my god!
Sorry.
Yes. Arakion, with you, a lot of stuff you've been trying to find is sort of smaller game, and the ones you do actually manage to hit, you end up tasting more bullet than you do meat.
Cool.
So it's just kind of
it'll take the same.
All right, and then for the final check.
It's like I see in the SpongeBob. Instead of eating a bowl of nails for breakfast, he eats a bowl of bullets.
God, that is
Without any milk.
Without any milk. God damn it!
God.
He's really not showing the calcium intake today, God
damn. So yeah, no. Raikyon, you and Rogue are just having troubles at this point because from here it's kind of getting towards territory you are not entirely familiar with. Like, you've definitely traversed across a good amount of the Outlands, but you're still like having a hard time trying to find stuff. Rogue just doesn't know where to fucking look in this side of the nation. Yuri, you see Rogue and Raikyon come back with like smaller animals that are just like completely riddled with bullet holes. And then you just come back with enough for everyone to eat for the last night. And then on the last day, you finally get to the settlement of Baron's Rest, which all of you are familiar with. Is that town looks like it's more of a settlement that is made up of worn down pre-existing buildings than it is buildings that were made while in the Outlands. You see there are frames of what look to be structures that are decades old, possibly even old and whatnot, that look like they've been sort of added upon over time as people started to settle down here, in what looks to be some sort of a town that used to exist before the Empire fell. You see that people are definitely bustling about throughout this settlement, and you see from that most of the people here are definitely some kind of Dracokin more than any of the other races. You see Dragonborn, you see Draconri, you see Kobolds, you see some of the Yuan-Ti. Like maybe 1 in every 12 is not a Dracokin. But from the most part, you can see that most of the people out here are definitely more dragon related than anything else, which would kind of put you, Yuri, and Rogue kind of at an awkward spot. Raikyon, you're definitely in an awkward spot because you're in Wyvernack territory at this point, but the fact that you're surrounded by Dragonborn and Draconri, it doesn't really put you at any unease. You're a Draconri yourself. It's not that big of a deal for you. I mean, worst case, you're probably going to have some Dragonborn treat you like shit, but then again, you've got a gun. You can just blow their face off.
Yeah, I'm with my brothers.
Yeah, you definitely feel more comfortable here because of the fact that you're with Dragonkin. So you're basically with those. You can, for lack of better words, call brother and whatnot, and they might treat you equally if they have no idea who the fuck you are. Rogue eventually kind of looks to you guys and is like, all right, I managed to actually get a hold of a couple of sisters last night before we made way here. Apparently they're in a tavern known as the Claw Kingdom. Should be a little further down this way. Give me one sec. You see she makes her way over to what looks to be someone with a booth that has like various grilled meats and whatnot, being run by a sort of skinnier Dragonborn. She tries to strike up a conversation. You guys can tell by the body expressions it's not going well. She walks back and is like, Raikyon, I want to kill everyone in this place.
Chill out. We need to make a good impression, firstly, and number two, we're here to load up on supplies and get out. So just try to maintain your composure, and we can make it through it.
All right. Tell you what. I'll do a little bit of recon if you guys want to just kind of walk around. Raycon, you're probably feeling more at home here than you do anywhere else. I'll just stick to the shadows, see if I can find something interesting.
Okay. Well then, when we regroup, you can tell me what you find.
Yeah.
Maybe we can aid us.
Yeah. No. I'm fairly certain you guys can probably figure out where it is. So I'll probably meet you over at the Clawed Kingdom in, say, what, half an hour?
Yeah, that works. Good luck.
All right. Yeah. Well, good luck to you guys. Don't die. Don't kill anyone. And
I should say the same thing to you.
Okay, it's more that one guy than the entire settlement, but yeah.
Rogue, please. Actually, don't kill anyone, please.
She just kind of smiles, pats her knives on her hip, and then just kind of slowly vanishes into the crowd.
She is going
to the point where
to kill someone.
Yeah, she starts to walk off. Yeah, she walks off. You see someone pass in front of your field of vision of her, and she's gone.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I give her probably like 30 minutes. Probably like 30 minutes before someone drops dead in front of her for looking at her weird.
I give her 15 seconds.
You guys wait 15 seconds.
Like, as soon as I say that, she's like you just hear like oh, and then she's like nothing like caught it. There it is.
Yeah, no. So you guys wait 15 seconds. Nothing. Actually, no. Give me a perception check if you guys are actually wanting to wait the 15 seconds.
Fuck it.
All right, I got this. 10. Fuck.
Oh.
3 times in a row.
Oh.
You guys don't hear a commotion yet. That might be a good sign.
It's a good sign.
But yeah. Yeah, no, after that, you guys continue to make your way through the settlement of Talon. You see that there are a variety of various sort of shacks and booths sort of set up out here selling various different bits of scrap. You see, again, kind of like the one that Rogue kind of interacted with, there are people who are selling various grilled things on a stick. You see some that have a variety of different like sort of clothing types, worn out ass old weapons. This looks like a very standard settlement for you guys, which is kind of nice since you guys are in a completely different territory than you're used to.
Yeah.
So yeah, after, I'm gonna say, unless there's anything you guys are like initially looking for aside from the tavern, it's probably gonna take you, it takes you a few minutes, and eventually you do see that you come across a sort of worn down 2-story building that you see that people are definitely walking in and out of almost all the time. The sign sort of at the front, above the door, has the sort of has a logo of a dragon's claw in front of a castle, which you're guessing is for the Clawed Kingdom Tavern. You see that there is a bounty board set up here, albeit it is very, very empty, because you were seeing a bunch of other people continuously sort of like grabbing jobs and whatnot, and then immediately making their way in or just immediately leaving. But yeah, as of right now, after I'd say probably a good 10 minutes or so, you're out front of the Claw and Kingdom Tavern.
Hell yeah.
All right. And he whispers to Yuri, "Try not to get yourself killed." And he kind of gives like a sort of smile, but you can tell it's fake. And he walks up towards the bar, the tavern keep.
All right, so Arakion, you walk in and you immediately see that almost everyone in here is some type of definitely more raiders, but they're definitely more dedicated towards like bounty hunters more than more than like just like standard raiders. You see a bunch of them wearing like various different types of armor. Some of them have sort of strings of various strings with like various different knickknacks of some sort across their armor, like indicating some sort of maybe token or bounty reward. But you see that they are almost everywhere, and like all of them are definitely more Dracokin than anything else. You see like maybe two others that aren't Dracokin, and like one of them's a tiefling, and then the other's a dwarf. You make your way over to the bar, where you see a green dragonborn is standing behind it. You see this like fully scaled green dragonborn. It's got some sort of kind of like Fu Manchu thing going on with his face. Kind of spikes kind of like going across his head. Kind of looks to you and goes, "Don't think I've seen you around here."
I don't come around here often.
Well, just don't cause any trouble. Otherwise, I'll have to kill you.
Now you're speaking my language. Anyways.
You see he actually cracks a smile at that and is like, "Welcome to the Clone Kingdom. You can just call me Harold."
Well, Harold. You
Harrow.
can call me... Say again?
Harrow. Harrow.
Oh, okay. Harrow. Well, Harrow. I was hoping that you can point me in the direction of some supplies, like where I can load up. We're just starting to get a little low on our travels.
Let's see, well, if you're looking for a smith, I'd suggest of Scales and Swords, run by Draconry, name of Vi. She knows how to get stuff done. Aside from that, if you're looking for spell tech, I suggest Explosion Alley.
One of my members would actually like to go down that one, I can tell. And what about basic provisions?
There's people with shops like that all across Talon. Shouldn't be too hard to find.
Alrighty. And finally, I'd take a drink. An ale, if I would like.
Some dragon's breath.
No!
No, we're not doing that shit again. I don't even have the freaking sheet for that. Actually, wait, Carlo, were you just using the Wild Magic Surge sheet for that?
Anyways.
Damn!
Anyways.
We've got the wrong stats effect.
Yeah, the DM defense stance. Anyway, Harrow smiles, looks to you, Yuri, and is like, "What about you?"
Oh, I'm not drinking today. I appreciate the offer.
You hear he kind of mutters in a language that you don't understand, Yuri. Arakion, you know what he's saying. You speak Draconic. This guy just kind of gave a light insult to Yuri. Not because of his race, but because of the fact that he's a lightweight. Or like something along the lines of outsiders being lightweights. You didn't catch all of it. You just simply caught lightweight. He does
give like a light smile to it.
He's like, what did he say?
Harrow eventually turns around, pulls on a lever. You see glass fill up with a sort of dark amber liquid, passes it over to you, Arakion. You take a sip, and it's not the worst ale you've had, but you definitely know that it tastes like someone has been trying to cover up its shitty quality by adding a bunch of different spices to it.
Worst kind of alcohol.
So that's his favorite. The off brand is his brand, you know? He loves the taste of piss. Well, not okay.
What the oh God.
Piss water, like you know how people describe beer as like pissy.
Yeah.
Like he likes that kind of pissy beer.
Yeah,
he's rough.
Yeah.
It's like very, very spiced pissy beer.
His favorite, because I mean that's all they drank. That's all they had. To afford, because they were paying for everything out of pocket before they started going on a fucking crazy town raid.
Yeah. You see also Harrow looks to you, Arakion, and talks to you in Draconic. Yeah, Arakion. He turns to you, starts to talk in Draconic, and he goes, "What's a Draconry like you doing with whatever this guy is?"
Trust me, this isn't even the only one. Let's just say that circumstances have come up, and I need to protect them by protecting me. It's a complicated situation. I just rolled with it.
Caldros, forgive you, brother.
You know, in anime, when a character is confused, so the bunch of question marks
Yep.
appear behind him, he's like,
Anyway,
and then, is Big B with him?
I'd say Big B's with you at this point. Yeah.
And he does say in Draconic though, this one is mine. Yeah.
Ain't gonna have troubles here with that. Eventually, Harrow does switch back to common and goes, "Anything else I can help you with?"
I think that'll be all. Maybe another bottle of this wonderful stuff.
He nods his head, grabs a jug, takes a look at it, kind of looks inside, shrugs, fills it up a little bit more with this very, very spicy, shitty beer, and passes it over to you.
Immediately, you guys, like everybody who's seeing me interact with this barkeep, you can tell that this is not the same Arakion they met. Like it's like when he gets around his people, he's more, I guess, comfortable. Kind of like black people being around other black people.
Yeah. Eventually, he goes off to converse with some of the other patrons within here. And yeah, you are left with your glass and your bottle of spiced pissy beer.
Oh man, I want to make a joke so bad. I'll stop though. We can just proceed.
No.
Pee drink.
All right. Well.
So yeah, he takes drink, downs the beer, and gets up and he says to everyone, "All right, then. It appears that we've got a little bit more work to do."
Alrighty.
I'd say at this point, you see Rogue eventually come back. Immediately clocks you guys because you're traveling with a fucking Genasi. Kind of, makes her way over to you guys. It sits on a chair and it's like, oh. So, I don't mean to break the bad news, but we're surrounded by Dracokin.
That's not bad news.
I was gonna say that.
Is there any? What about?
And it turns to Raytheon and is like, oh shit, that's right. I keep forgetting. Anyway, no. So that being said,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to accidentally be racist.
that being said, doesn't look like there's anyone that might have followed us. I haven't really seen anyone from the Lions here, and well, there's plenty of Wyvernacks, but I don't think we have to worry about that.
Yeah. If anybody asks, you're all with me on a scavenge hunt. Or actually, no, we're here on a job.
Yeah.
Because at least, with me being the head of it, we would be less likely to raise suspicions.
Yeah. You see Rogue also pulls a couple, goes through her bag, pulls out a couple of sticks of meat and is like, Deco rat on a stick?
A what on a stick?
He immediately reaches for it. Meat. He doesn't say that, but that's what he's like.
You take a bite. It's definitely gamey. You can tell that this was definitely hunted. 95% of the stuff out here, out of the meat out here, is hunted, so it's going to have that gamey taste to it. But you can tell that whoever cooked it did a very good job at searing it.
All right. Well, Rogue, I'd say that all we have left is to look for any supplies that we may need to fill in from what we did. And we
All right. Well, you can go shopping now. I mean, I don't think the other sisters are that far away.
Cool.
Also got a chance to look around this place called Explosion Alley. Guess how it actually got its name?
How?
Some people over there actually like to do demonstrations of some of the stuff that comes through there.
I see. And so naturally, because there's so frequent explosions.
Yeah, and I'll give them that much. They kind of pinned the name right there very well. I'd give it shit, but then again, I'm stationed in a fucking place known as the Abbey, so.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, I can stay here at the tavern, see if I can see if the couple of sisters are here. If you guys want to go shopping, we can meet back whenever you guys come back.
Cool. I'm down to go shopping for like provisions and shit. I'm not looking for anything else. I was gonna say because Yuri admits with a heavy heart that he has absolutely no money.
Broke ass Genasi.
Ain't nothing worse than being old and broke. No, he's like, yeah. But I'm down to travel with other people if we're going shopping for provisions or things like that.
Sorry. I am as well. We're gonna need it.
All right. Yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. In the meantime, I'll sneak around the rooms here at the tavern, see if I can find our folk.
Hey, Rogue.
And yeah,
Just out of kind of like my own curiosity, I really want to know. Did you actually kill anybody? I'm so curious.
I can say at the very least I got the gecko rats at a very nice discount.
Well,
He's just shaking, like Rikion's not saying anything. He's just like shaking his head.
disappointed dad.
Yeah, Yuri, if you want to, you can give me a insight check.
Okay, let's see. 7.
Gosh.
Oh my gosh.
You know what's actually funny? She rolled an 8 for deception.
Oh, God.
Damn.
So, yeah, she's got a +5 to deception. She got 8. No, as far as you know, yeah, no, she just got a decently good. She got a decently good discount for that.
It's like, okay, cool. I
Don't know why she brought it up, but with you actually being this close to a Rakion eating the gecko rat, it actually smells very good.
It's like, okay, cool. I 100% believe you.
With that, she hops off her chair, makes her way to another end of the tavern, and once again, she just vanishes.
She's crazy. But, I mean, she got us this discounted rat. I don't know how she did it, but, food's food. So, gotta give her credit, I guess.
Yeah, I have no idea. Anyways.
All right, so where are you guys gonna go to first? You've got pretty much. Yeah, so you pretty much got the main area, sort of the main outer area of Talon, where it's kind of got sort of the general provisions, materials, food supplies, You've got of scales and swords, which is the smith, the blacksmith, or you have Explosion Alley.
We'll let Icarus explore Explosion Alley. But Raytheon's gonna go first to the general store.
All right, so you kind of go through the general area. Yuri, what about you?
Man, let me tell you, Yuri looks tempted. I don't know how to say it in English, but he's tempted. He's so tempted by Explosion Alley, but he goes to the. Yeah, seduced by Explosion Alley.
He is seduced by Explosion Alley.
It's like, oh, he hesitates before just going to get provisions as well, yeah.
All right, so are you both kind of going through the general area, or Yuri, are you actually turning off to Explosion Alley?
I'll go to the general area.
Okay, so yeah, you kind of walk out of the tavern, to the sort of general area. I will say also Arakion, Doc, I'd say Doc about 12 gold for the bottle of for the bottle that you're taking along with you.
A fucking highway robbery, my ass.
He may like you, but there's still important dynamics in Wyvernack territory.
Damn it. All right. How much?
So
12?
yeah, 12. Yeah.
God damn. The fact that it's even in double digits is insane. That pissy ass beer, I should get money because I drank that.
So yeah, you go through the general area. Like I said, there's various materials. There's There's various cooked meats. You see one person is actually selling live cattle stock for some reason. You see people are offering various different types of leathers and materials for like various building projects. Some people are saying that some of the stuff they're selling is pretty decent in terms of making for armor, but you don't actually know. So what are you actually like? You're just kind of focusing more on like foodstuffs than anything?
Foodstuffs, just basics, just the basic stuff that we usually get for every trip. And perhaps more gas to fill up the car with.
Yeah. So yeah, no, that I'm gonna say, yeah, for the foodstuffs you find fairly easy. Do you want to try and like haggle to see if you can actually dock the prices a bit, or are you just gonna go with what they get?
Can I see what the original prices are going to be?
Okay, so I'd say to completely... Well, actually, now that I think about it, most of your supplies are kind of... You still have a good amount of supplies to begin with because... Oh, wait, no. Yeah, no, you did restock. You did restock over at the Abbey. So, in actuality, you only have like maybe a day's worth of food supplies that is actually that you need to restock on, since for the other 3, you all pretty much went hunting. So I'd say for about a day's worth of supplies, you're getting maybe... Well, actually, no. It honestly depends on the quality quality and what you want. Like, are you gonna go for like raw stuff? Are you actually gonna go for like cooked, packaged stuff? Not even worry about meats and whatnot. Just sort of like dry foods.
Maybe, yeah, the dry food, because like I think we can handle the meats, and because I mean, we just go hunting and water. We don't need water. We can always refill up our own water. So anything in between that.
Okay, so yeah, no, I'd say for a day's worth of dried foods, that is gonna end up raking a little bit more expensive than going for the meat stuffs, because dry foods in the Outlands are kind of really hard to kind of cultivate. So I'd say you're looking at about maybe 6 to 7 gold for a day's worth for the amount of people you have.
Oh God, man, you can't say shit like that. Like it's going to be expensive and then drop a price like that. You had me think I was about to fall out of my chair for a second.
Yeah, no, you're going to be paying like 30 gold. No. So I'd say for a day's worth, you're looking at about 8 gold.
All right, so they'll pay for like 3 days worth.
All right, you overstock. So deduct 24 gold from your character sheet.
All right.
And then for fuel for the cruiser, I'm gonna say give me an investigation check for that one.
Oopsies. Is that the... Yeah, no, never mind.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So what it looks like, it doesn't seem like in the general area, a lot of people are dedicated to stuff that's spell tech related. And the couple of vendors that you talk to say for the most part, a lot of that is over in Explosion Alley.
I figured. All right. Well, actually, this works out for Yuri as well, because he was scratching at the neck, foaming at the mouth to go down, Abbey, Explosion Abbey.
Yeah, so you guys eventually make your way over, and you definitely can see how it gets the name. Like, once every, probably once every 20 seconds, you automatically hear a boom somewhere along the alley. Some of it is a little bit closer to you, some of it's further away, but you can still always hear sort of the echoing sound of an explosion somewhere here.
Yuri
you see...
Yuri's so fucking excited, but in the way that, he tries to, play it off, It's just like nonchalant. It's just like, yeah, I guess it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, give me a deception check.
Deception. He has a +0. 12.
All right. Yeah, you think you're you think you're acting fairly good enough for this. But yeah, you see that people are selling various different spell tech things around here. You see some have various different spell tech battle armors. These are all like almost all of these are fairly worn out. There's like maybe a couple of items that are of decent quality around here. You see some are selling various different types of firearms, munitions, explosive rounds, that kind of stuff. And then like you eventually get to a spot to where you are, that actually does have stuff for spell tech vehicles and fuel and whatnot. And I'd say to fill up your car, let me roll something here.
So Yuri, how's Explosion Alley going for you?
It's I guess it's all right. It's it's impressive the things people can pull off, and man, it's.
I'm just messing up. He doesn't say that. He's like, okay, well, we can go dive deeper if you want to afterwards.
He's like, oh, sorry.
All right, so I'd say to get enough to fill up your car, that I'd say is going to rack you, I'm going to say that's going to rack you to about 25 gold.
No!
Because you probably are running on close to running on fumes at this point for the cruiser.
All right, that's fine. I kind of half expected that. So want me to mark that? Oopsies. There we go. All right,
mark 25.
25.
If only gas prices were like that in the real world, right? $25 fill your whole tank. Can you imagine?
No, God, don't even fucking get me started on that shit. I don't even drive a car and I'm mad at it.
Yeah, we're not getting into that. All right. But yeah, no, after that, is there anything else you guys wanted to look at here at Explosion Alley?
He would actually like to look into something regarding his grocery list.
All right. Anything in particular your Raytheon's looking for, or are you just kind of doing a general look around?
Yeah. See if you can find anything there that he didn't get that was on his list. And he could, and let me see. And
oh, okay. I see.
Yeah, some stuff that Doc Mandari couldn't get a hold of. I'm gonna see if he has it here. If they have anything here.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yuri, what about you?
I think. Yuri's just mostly following behind, but is amazed by the things he's seen around.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, Raytheon, give me an investigation check.
There are wrong one. There we go.
Okay. Yeah. So you do kind of look around, and you do see that there are some stuff here that Doc Mondari didn't get a chance to get. That was on your list for your project. A lot of it is kind of more towards. You see, a lot of it is like Mondari got you a lot of the sort of materials for the general basics of it, but didn't really have a lot for sort of the energy resources and whatnot, spell tech wise. But you do see that there are several different things here that could be used for an energy source to power your project.
Okay, cool. So he's gonna take a closer look at that to see where he can just to see how much it would cost and see if he can haggle for it.
All right.
Oh
yeah,
no.
I'm gonna say. All right, so yeah, you come up to this one booth, run by another Dragonborn. This one definitely kind of looking a little more disheveled than anything. You see, there's their face is like covered with like soot of some sort. Like whatever the equivalent of hair is to a Dragonborn is kind of like standing on end. Like okay, so you know the black powder shopkeep Victor from Legend of Vox Machina?
Yes.
Imagine him as a Dragonborn.
Alrighty, now we got ourselves a fun time.
Yeah, so you see this guy pulls out a few different types of spell tech cores. Like, are you gonna describe like what the project is to this guy, or are you just asking to see if you can look at the different spell tech cores he has?
Yeah, I think he's just gonna ask like this. I need to see what different types of cores do you have? I am working on a little bit of a project of mine, and I would like to see what fits best.
You see this white Dragonborn, this disheveled Dragonborn just looks at you. It's like, oh, yes, I do have quite a good collection of cores. Let me see here. Kind of goes to the back, opens up a trunk, starts pulling stuff out, and is like, no, that's not a core. Throws it to the side. Boom! A small explosion happens.
He's almost as bad.
Sure, that's
sorry.
You get the feeling that you kind of get the feeling that a lot of spell tech scrappers are they're kind of not very organized. Eventually, he pulls out a couple of things, a couple of them, and it's like, yes, here we go. We have this one. Pulls out one that's definitely smaller in size, probably about the same size of, maybe a little bit bigger than your bullet cartridges. So like maybe about, kind of like a maybe 3 inches tall by 2 inches wide. Is glowing and with sort of a metalish frame with a glowing some sort of like glass-ish casing and illuminating a sort of greenish blue color. Pulls out another one that's a little bit bigger, maybe it's like maybe about the size of oh god, what's a good one? Like about the size of a jewelry box. And then he pulls another one that is definitely a lot bigger. That's about the size of a bowling ball, basically. And he's like, but these are the ones that I just actually got done fine-tuning at the moment. I do have many more, but they're not quite contained yet. I've accidentally given some of my customers maybe nothing wrong. It's just they've some of the more arcane practitioners have had a couple of surges every now and then.
Okay. So, would you mind running me by so I can?
Yes. Well, see, this one here taps the bowling ball one. This is by far my more powerful one. Depending on what you're going for, if you're not really that much of a, you're not that much of a sort of practitioner of magic, then I'd say if you're trying to make some, depending on what you're doing, say some sort of explosionary device, boom, the explosion happens a little further down. Say you could get maybe about 7, maybe 10 rounds out of this before you need to actually let it recharge. This one, about. It varies. It has. You can get all of them within about 24 hours, and depending on how. But it honestly depends. Basically, the mechanic ways of this is it regains a certain amount of charges every long rest. Nah, fuck it. I'll just say it regains all of its charges on a long rest. What am I at this point? And like you said, it has about 7 to 10 charges. Goes to the jewelry box one. Is like, now this one, I'd say maybe, like I said, if you're trying to do some sort of like explosion device, about 5, 6 charges or so. And then this one here grabs the 3x2. Say 3. Yeah, most likely 3.
Whoa. He's kind of like thinking them over. And he points to the one in the middle, because that seems like the one that's like a nice mid-ground for it.
Yeah.
Well, mid-ground, I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
He's going to ask for the price of that one.
Oh. Okay, so you're not really looking for something. You're sort of looking for kind of not too weak, not too strong, but just kind of something in the middle. I like that. I like that about you. Well, I could tell you the price, or just kind of leans in. Should you tell me what you're wanting to use this for, huh?
I'm constructing a device.
Well, this is a spell tech core. That's usually what those are for. But, no. I'm talking specifics. Are you building a cannon? Are you building some sort of battle armor? Like, come on.
He contemplates on actually even telling him anything. But he's like, I'm wanting to turn my gun into. Well, I wanted to take this. He pulls out his gun, and he wants to make this and turn it into make it so it deploys on my arm. I want the parts to house on a unit, and it'll fold over my hand, so I can just raise up my arm and shoot it.
You see this Dragonborn's eyes immediately light up in, is like, oh, interesting, a battle sleeve, huh?
Yeah,
I mean, you
so
can either do that, or...
I'm looking for something that doesn't necessarily hold charges. I want it to be used as a regular common weapon. I just want it to be on my arm, that's it.
Yes, I see. Well, I see. Best way to actually have this work completely is just to cut your own arm off. And then just have it as a prosthetic. I actually do have a few prosthetic arms somewhere around here if you would like.
No. That'll be fine. I need my other hand. I need my hand. Thank you. But I just need something to power the actual mechanism that folds it over my hand. The gun itself, I'm fine. But I just need something to fold, like just something that can power the machine.
Oh, yes, no worries. Well, I will say in that case that this one here is definitely a good choice. However, if you're just looking for simple power, then just kind of goes to the 3x2. This would be able to carry out the basic functions if you're not really looking to add a little oomph to your device. But I'm just a seller. But if you want the one that's a little bit bigger, I'll sell it to you for sure.
So, well, I mean, a little firepower wouldn't hurt.
I knew I liked you for a reason. Tosses the small core behind him into the trunk. You're almost wincing, expecting an explosion. Nothing happens, and you just kind of sigh relief. The guy eventually takes off the one that's the size of a bowling ball, sets it down, and is like, okay, sell it to you for gold, but maybe you have something else that's maybe a little more interesting, if you know what I mean.
Maybe I do. First, give me the price in gold, and if it's too steep, maybe we can negotiate something.
You're no fun. Let's see. Just kind of starts doing some numbers in his head, writes it down, throws the note paper aside, and is like, about let's see. It did take a while to actually make this, so that would add to the price, but then again, having this recharge was a bitch. Be willing to part with it for maybe 27?
Oh. You can visibly see that there's like a little bit of shock on Arakion's face, and he's like, he was not expecting that, just to say the least.
I can go higher if you want.
Oh no. Oh well, he didn't say this in character. I was letting you know.
Okay.
Yeah. But he says, "Yeah, that'll do. That'll work." And he just reaches into his coin purse.
Yeah. All right. So pull. Doc 7. What did I say? 27.
You said 28.
We'll go with 28. Doc 28 from your character sheet, and
here comes the money.
Along with the other materials that you have, you also have a medium spell tech core.
Oh shit!
Which I don't actually have an item thing for, but that's fine. So
I'm adding it currently.
Yeah, no, and I'll tweak it actually, no, we're not really going to get into that until much later.
I'm just going to list it down as just a spell tech core, and I'll just put it under like miscellaneous item or whatever, if I can find it.
You see, afterwards, he kind of looks at you and is like, oh, pleasure doing business with you.
You as well. Thank you.
Are you sure you don't want a prosthetic? I actually ended up selling one about a little over a couple of weeks ago.
If I ever get my arm blown off, then I will definitely come to you. But as of right now, I like my arm the way it is.
Yeah, your loss. The guy I sold it to 2 weeks ago definitely enjoyed it. Albeit he had more on him than I actually had seen before, but hey, business is business.
And with that, he's leaping.
All right.
This guy makes, he's also, Arakion's thinking in his head, this guy, yeah, he'll definitely give Doc Lindari a run for his money.
All right, so you get yourself the spell tech core. Yuri, are you sure there isn't going to be anything else that you're wanting through Explosion Alley in this case, or you just kind of good for now?
Yuri's good for now.
All right. So where are you guys gonna head off to afterwards?
Probably to the extraction point where well, unless yeah, we'll probably just go to the extraction point where Rogue is.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you guys make your way out of Explosion Alley through the settlement to the Claw and Kingdom Tavern. You actually give me a perception check again.
Damn it! Damn it!
I'll try. Oh, fuck.
Damn it!
Yeah. So you guys do not see Rogue anywhere. You see a bunch of Dragonborn. You see Drakon Ree. Now there are looking to be like maybe a couple of more tieflings around here and some other races, but no, after what feels like 10 minutes, you guys eventually feel a taps on like the back of your lower spines, and you turn around and there's Rogue, and it's like, geez, you guys really do have shit eyesight. You sure you both don't need glasses?
Mine might be because of old age. Do you know what? My eyesight has gotten worse, so I have an excuse.
Oh, you're definitely gonna need glasses.
Oh, right. Not an invitation, but thank you, Rogue.
All right. Well, good news. I figured out where they are. They're in one of the rooms right now.
Cool.
All right.
Are they chill? Is there anything we shouldn't like say or?
Well, I mean, the room isn't soundproof, so anything we say is definitely going to end up being heard, but nah, I think we should be okay. Just follow me and don't actually end up losing sight of me. And she turns to walk off.
That's pretty impossible when you... And she's gone. And he follows.
Alright, Raytheon, you two?
Yep, Rooney.
Alright, so yeah, you guys make your way towards the side of the tavern, up the stairs, and you eventually make your way through the sort of hall of various different rooms that are here, which honestly are quite a few in this particular area, but eventually you get to one that's on the other end of the building. Rogue gives a light couple of knocks on the door, and you hear a voice behind it is like, "We don't need housekeeping, we're fine." The Rogue is just kind of sighs and it's like, "It's me, Robin, you're fine." Door opens and you see a you see a human woman kind of take a look, sigh of relief, and it's like, "Oh, thank Rhea, you guys are here. Come on, inside." Quickly opens the door for you to kind of make your way in. Rogue quickly pushes through. You guys kind of make your way through as well. The woman, who you're guessing is Robin, closes the door, locks it, and is like, "Honestly, we were expecting you guys to be here a day ago. What the hell happened?"
We ran into... Well, let's just say we were on the verge of running into unwanted company.
Rogue just kind of sighs. It's like, "Robin, relax. I trust this guy. And besides, he's done favors for us before. Now, do you have the kid?" Yeah, he's in one of the bedrooms and been saying some weird stuff." "Yeah, like what?" "Well, I mean, one of the things, like when we were trying to explain the situation, him being like the Blue Claw of Tiamat, this kid was like very confused. I don't think this kid's from the Outlands."
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure any kid would be confused after being told that they are literally a piece of something bigger than themselves.
No. This is different. Like, yeah, the kid, because like, first off, the kid looks Drakon Ree, right? Like, he's got blue scales across his body, but Nah, like, as far as I know, every type of dragonkin knows at least a bit of the story of the Five Claws of Tiamat. This kid had no clue whatsoever.
No clue what the Claws of Tiamat were.
No.
Damn.
As far as, and the only thing that actually he understood was Tiamat, but kept on saying that he didn't have any affiliation with her, that he had more affiliation with Bahamut or something like that.
All right, well, I think we should probably first we take a look at him, and then we need to hurry and get him onto the caravan, and we can continue on our on the journey back to deliver the boy.
Right.
We don't run into anybody.
Right. Here, I'll take you over. She kind of walks over. You see, as she's walking, she does have a little bit of a limp. And you look down, you see that her right leg is wrapped up in some sort of a bandage as she's sort of hobbling around. It looks like these group of sisters actually end up in a few scrapes before actually making their way to Talon. She makes her way through the entry part of the room over to the one of the bedrooms, which is fairly small. You see another sister there wearing leather armor, very, very worn out leather armor. But definitely looks to be the more warrior member of this group than Robin. Robin looks to be more of a cleric, a monk. You're not entirely sure, but definitely is not one for hand, not one for having weapons and whatnot.
When I do see Robin, can I want to say something real quick. He's gonna say, "Hey, Robin, is it?"
Yeah.
Well, sit down really quickly.
No, I'm fine. It's honestly, it was worse last week than it was right now. I'll manage.
Well, sit down or not, he's just gonna raise his hand toward just kind of kneel down and raise his hand towards. Actually, no. He's an artificer. So what he's gonna do? He's gonna pull something out of his baggie instead, and you can see that he pulls out a little tiny machine and he hooks something onto her leg, and it starts to glow this green energy, and he's gonna cast Cure Wounds.
Oh.
All right, yeah. So yeah, mark a spell slot off of that, and roll for health. Just
8.
Yeah. So you kind of hook this device up to her leg. She's looking very confused. Roke's just kind of looking at her, like, just let him do his thing. After a little bit, you take the device off her. She kind of lifts her leg up, kind of moves it around, sets it down, is like, shit, that actually feels better.
You're welcome. And then he stands back up.
Again, she kind of makes her way over to the warrior sister and the third person, which you're guessing is the kid. This kid definitely looks like a Draconry. He's got blue scales across his face. It's got a bit of a paler complexion than kind of what you've seen here in the Outlands. Not pale like what you've seen with the Zathras priest from the previous night, but it looks like this kid doesn't really get as much sun as a lot of the people out here in the Outlands. They've got sort of dyed, sort of red and blue hair, mainly blue, you've noticed. They're sort of wearing sort of sleeveless. They're wearing a sleeveless cloak around their shoulders, blue as well, with various different patterns and whatnot that you don't recognize. The warrior sister kind of looks to Robin and is like, "Are these the people that we contacted at the Abbey?" Yeah. Rogues with them as well. The warrior kind of sighs and is like, "Oh God, that's gonna get us in more trouble." Rogue just looks and is like, "Hey, shut up! I brought company, didn't I?"
Hi. How's it going?
Yeah. Yeah, I will say the one other thing that you notice about this kid is he looks like maybe 13, 14 years old. And you see the kid is just like, why are there more people? What's going on? Why are there more people here? Robin is just like, it's okay, Ryu. They're friends. They're here to help. Just kind of.
Ryu.
Yeah.
Sorry. I know things are crazy right now. I'm sure you're concerned, but my name is Yuri. This is my friend. You are at Drakenry. Am I mistaken?
I don't think it. What the hell's a Drakenry?
My friend might know more about it than I do.
It's what you are.
Oh, because like the scales and stuff, or
Yes, it's what you are.
no. Okay, I can see. Okay, I can see where that's a little confusing. I mean, yes, I do have some draconic blood in me, but that was more. That's not really because of more of a decentral. Actually, it might be. No, actually, no, I don't think so. But I don't know. It was more of a gift than an actual part of a bloodline. From what my dad always told me.
I'm sorry?
Okay. Okay. So one of my dads. Okay, put it this way: both of my dads were not of draconic blood at all. Bahamut blessed me with draconic blood when I was born. That's the reason I have scales on my face.
Okay. But
Yeah, no, it was part of some weird, not necessarily deal or whatnot, but apparently my dad's did like a favor for him, for Bahamut, before I was born, and to kind of honor that deal, Bahamut and oh god, what was the other god that Z I don't know, some sort of thunder god. I don't remember, but they blessed me and my siblings when I was, well, actually one of my siblings, honestly, but either way, we were kind of given blessings when we were born because of to kind of symbolize as sort of like an honor between the gods and my dad's.
okay. That is strange considering
Robin just kind of looks to you guys and is like, see what I've been dealing with for like the last week and a half?
yes, quite overwhelming. This is strange considering the fact that you were, at least what the sisters have told me, the Blue Claw of Tiamat, yet you have no recollection of affiliating with Tiamat?
Oh, I keep telling you, Bahamut is the one that is why I have draconic stuff.
I just trying to understand fully the situation.
Okay. Well, as much as I would love to...
Go on.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
As much as I would love to continue talking about this, you are more at danger while you sit here. We need to get you back to the car so we can deliver you.
Deliver me where? Robin just kind of looks over and is like, we're taking you somewhere outside of the territory of the Raider clan that kind of reigns in this area. We're taking you back to hopefully some form of a sanctuary, and if possible, somewhere out of the Outlands.
Yeah.
What? No, I can't leave. I gotta find my aunt.
You, as it turns out, are a high-value target. You can't stay here. We gotta get you safe.
No ifs, ands, or
I can't.
no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
No, you don't understand. I have to find my aunt. She's the reason I came here to begin with.
Well, how about this? You all go, and I'll find the aunt.
We don't even know where she was. I mean, last I remember, there was an attack, a war of some sort. I don't know, but we tried to reach for cover, and then some sort of magical explosion happened or something, and next thing you know, I'm waking up in a bunch of rubble, and everything doesn't look like what it was last I remember.
And your aunt was missing.
Yeah, no, I couldn't find her at all.
All right. Well, as said before, Yuri, and Robin, and you all take the kid. I'll find this aunt. Do you have any other leads other than your loss of memory?
Well, I mean, honestly, she was the reason why I contacted... What was the name of your guys' group? Sisters of the Flame? Yeah, that's correct. Right, well, one of the reasons why I ended up actually finding these two is because I remember my aunt saying something about visiting a temple or visiting some sort of religious group last time she was here. Ended up some huge-ass debacle. This is weird, having a kid's 13-year-old, 14-year-old swear like this. It just... Even like Robin and Rogue and the others are like, why is the kid swearing? But anyway, Rio continues and goes, anyway, my aunt's come here before. This is actually, weirdly enough, this was one of the places she thought where my dad went on some sort of disappearing act. On some sort of disappearing act, but that actually wasn't the case. Long story, not getting in that. But she ended up coming across some sort of religious group who thought, I don't know, she had like divine powers or some sort. And she never actually told me the entire story. I ended up overhearing it when she and my dad were talking.
All right, well,
yeah.
Okay, I'll try my best to find them, but I will warn you. If I can't find them, if I can't find her within the allotted time that it takes for you to get everything ready and for us to get ready to go, I am sorry, but I'm on a job and I will leave without your aunt. But I will take you. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So, I believe you are now in Rogue and Yuri's hands.
I mean, okay, but...
I understand your sadness, but we really do have a responsibility and a time limit. So he's gonna try his best, but if he can't, we have to go. It's out of our hands.
Okay, I guess if I, at the very least, make it to the rest of the sisters, I might be able to maybe talk to their leaders, see if we can figure something out there. Robin just kind of looks and is like, it's possible, but I'm not entirely... Hold on. You said your aunt was a part of something in regards to divine power or something? yeah, like I said, I didn't overhear a lot of it, but it was either that, and then one of the times she was talking about how she was a pirate captain or something. Robin just kind of thinks it's like, wait, no, that can't be right.
I've just realized
Yeah,
something.
yeah, Yuri, make me an intelligence check here.
You know what's hilarious is I think I was the last person to pick up what's happening. I think I was the last person to pick up what's going on. It took me like 20 full minutes. God damn it. Alright. Well, as it turns out, Gary's... What's up?
Yeah, roll for history.
I could be wrong, so I'll tell you at the end of the session.
Roll for history.
History, got it.
Or, yeah, fuck it.
5.
Yeah, you feel like that something about this seems familiar to you, but honestly, it could just be coincidence.
Yeah, Yuri writes it off for now.
Yeah, Yuri writes it off. Robin just kind of thinks, but still, Robin just kind of thinks and is like, wait a minute. No, that can't be right. That was decades ago.
Robin, do you know
Are you
something?
If what the kid is saying is true, then there was someone like long time ago who did come into contact with followers of Rhea, and it did lead to a confusion to where people assumed that she was the goddess Rhea, but like I said, that was decades ago. There's no way that could have been your aunt. Okay, so yeah, and then you see the kid Ryu is like, see, okay, now I can understand why there's some confusion. Yes, that was my aunt, but here's the thing. I keep telling you guys, I am not from here. Like, I don't know how more specific I actually have to get with this.
Yuri's like, okay, are you from Tiris? Are you from one of the other countries? Where are you from?
No. You see, this kid is sighing in disappointment. You realize you're not quite hitting it. It's like, no, I am not from this here. This just kind of does the circle thing. It's like, I am not from this world. Dimension, whatever you call it.
Jesus. Another one of you?
Oh, God.
What, you've met another one?
Apparently, if you say you're from another world, I only heard that from one other person.
Please tell me it was my aunt.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh.
See?
No.
Robin just kind of, you see Robin, the sister warrior, and Rogue are looking very confused, and Rogue's like, all right, you know what? How about we just take a step back? I realize we're getting into a lot of information here. Kid, why don't you just tell us your name? He's like, you see the kid's like, yeah, no, that would actually make more sense. Okay, hi, my name's Ryu. Rogue's just kind of pinching. It's like, no, your full name, kid. Oh,
And tell us who your aunt is.
My name is Ryukai Krestos Tenjiro.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah. This, I really wish fucking Lou was here for this, but you know what? And you see, and he's like, yeah, my name's Ryukai Krestos Tenjiro. My aunt is Dawn Tenjiro.
There she is.
Oh, okay. For a second there, I was like... For a second, I thought it was Crystalina. I don't know why. It was just...
Nope.
Yeah, fucking...
You see Rogue and Robin just kind of think for a second. It's like, well, the kid does have with a last name like that.
It's very
No. Well, when we get back to where the sisters are, you can talk to our otherworldly friend there. Maybe she can find out where your aunt is, or where.
Wait. So you guys aren't kidding? You've actually met another. You guys have actually met another traveler?
Is that what they're called?
I suppose if that's what you guys call yourselves, then yes.
Well, I mean, some of us, yeah, but that's only because we were kind of. It's very complicated. I'm even confused about it, but you know what? If there's someone else that's like me and not from here, then that definitely puts me in a better spot than where I am now.
Yes. All right. Well, we've been dabbling here long enough.
Let's go.
You guys need to go. I'll go look around for the ants. I'll look around that place that you've mentioned.
Okay.
So, bye. He kind of just like gets ready to. He gets himself prepared and he walks out the door.
Okay. Be safe.
I'll see you all. I'll see you all at the cruiser.
Be safe. How do we get in your? And he's gone.
Ryu just kind of looks to you guys and is like, so explain to me again what the heck a Drakon-Ri is? And with that, we're going to cut to Arakion. Arakion, you make your way to the ground floor of the tavern. Give me another perception check, actually.
I'm just drowning in these perceptions.
No. Shout out to Whisper
Hey, you
One.
gotta keep. Hey. Okay, so you do see that among some of the commotion, you do see that some of the bounty hunters, or at the very least, some of the other sort of hunter type people out here in this floor are kind of leaning in and whispering, and a couple of them have gone over to Harrow once or twice.
All right, well, you want to go?
Yeah. You walk over to Harrow, and he's like, I see you're back. What can I get for you?
I'm here. I'm looking for someone. If you wouldn't mind tipping me in their location. If you know, that is.
If I know where they are, yeah. Who are you looking for?
Alright, I'm looking for... How do I describe this? Someone who looks like whom they might not be from around here. Someone who looks very out of place. And I'm not talking about like the outsider kind of out of place. I'm talking about like the really out of place. If you know. She is apparently based, the aunt, she's a woman. So I didn't get any physical descriptions based from my person of interest. So if you know of anyone like that, that would be helpful.
Said you're looking for a woman, huh?
Yes. Oh my god.
Sorry.
One of that smells like gooseberries.
You see Harrow thinks for a second, it's like, honestly, the only person out of place that I can think of is some Drakon-Ri kid that was in a settlement a few days out from here, probably closer to Drakehold. Actually, now that I think about it, let me actually add Ryu's character sheet here.
Yippee!
Yes, I do have a character sheet for Ryu. Set as friend.
Sure you can.
Oh man.
Yeah. So anyway, you see Harrow's like, yeah. Only thing that I could think about is some Drakon-Ri kid that was causing trouble close to Drakehold about maybe a little under a month back.
They wouldn't happen to be blue, would they?
Yeah, they would. Turns out they were causing quite a commotion. That's Wyvernack decided to put a bounty out on the kid. You see, he points over to the bounty board, or over in the inside of the tavern. You see that there is a poster for Ryukai on there with a picture not really that well done. It just pretty much looks like some sort of like arcane conflict taking place, and that's like really zoomed in on Ryukai, and has basically, it shows like a general not really silhouette, but a little more detailed of Ryukai, but you can definitely assume it's Ryukai. Harrow continues, is like, apparently the kid ended up somehow fighting off against a couple of raiders, flying off, spewing lightning and shit like that.
As you can expect.
Yeah. Weird thing was that a lot of stuff he was doing was different. Like some of the spells he was casting, like this kid definitely seemed like a caster type. A lot of the spells he was casting started out how they normally do, but kid was able to literally change them into some different type of attack or some sort. Like picture this. You know how some weird wizards like to actually use giant balls of fire?
No, I don't know many casters.
Oh, that's disappointing. Okay, so imagine if this kid was casting attack spells, say, I don't know, magic missile. That usually does force damage, right?
Yes.
This kid would start casting something like that. It look like it's a normal attack, and then somehow, as soon as it's cast, changes to a different type, like acid or lightning or something like that. Mainly, from what I've heard, it's mainly lightning. For this kid.
Most likely because he's a blue one.
Most likely, yes.
Was he traveling with a woman?
From what it sounds like, maybe not. I don't know. Everyone is saying a bunch of other things, though. From what I heard, there were a couple of women who picked him up in somewhere not that far from here. Don't know how or why, but looked like they were maybe from one of the other clans.
Well, I think it's best for me to avoid that place as much as possible. All right then.
Yeah.
I'll have another look around, and if I can't find it, then it's fine.
Actually, I'm gonna roll something here.
Roll stealth for dog.
You see Harold looks to you, kind of actually getting a decent look at you this time, and is like, you know, you do seem kind of familiar. Not sure how or why, but you don't have any bounties out on you, do you?
No. I'm just a normal mercenary. I'm the one who takes the bounties.
Roll a deception check.
He's got good deception, right?
It's a good thing I'm really good at deception. I got a -1. Oh shit! 17.
Hey.
Oh shit. You see Harrow just kind of shrugs, goes back to his, and just kind of like, my mistake then. See, the only reason I ask is because There's another bounty out. There's another bounty out for a different Drock Henri that's out here. Green one, like you.
Yeah, you must be referring to the bounty of the one they call Racevelder. I've been told I look like him on a few occasions.
Yeah.
Honestly, after a while.
You know, honestly, weird enough, bounty out for him actually started up maybe around rumors of this kid started passing by. But then again, I don't handle information in regards to outer bounties. Ava Zandiri might be working to the Wyvernacks, but that doesn't mean we always keep tab with Lions. The bounty for Reisvelger is a little lower than this kid. In terms of Wyvernacks, at least.
Well,
and with no, go ahead.
I'll be going then. I'll have myself a little look around, and if not, I'll be on my way. Thank you for your information.
Help yourself. With that, we'll cut back to Yuri, Rogue, and Ryukai. At this point, I'd say I'm gonna move a little bit further back, and to where like Rakion just left the room. Yuri, what is going through your head right now?
Yuri has no idea what this kid is talking about. Travelers, fucking, what is that? Fucking, he's not from this world, you know, being the second person he's met that's like, quote unquote, not from this world. Bro, Yuri's a simple man, you know? Fucking other worlds is a foreign concept to him. He's so fucking confused.
Yeah. Alright. Yeah, so, and then, like, along with that information, like, kind of what went on before, Robin kind of came to the possible conclusion that this kid's aunt might be the same one from all those rumors and stories about the Rhea imposter that you've heard about. And how do you think Yuri is feeling in regards to that?
I think Yuri, so Yuri isn't like 100% sure of it quite yet, but I think Yuri's intrigued. He wonders if it's actually true. A little part of him is like, there's a little anger that's igniting, but he's like, if it's not her, you know, if it's not true, then he's not going to bark up the wrong tree.
Right. Ryukai kind of takes a look at you and is like, are you a Genasi?
Yep. You know what those are, but not Drakenry?
Yeah, where I'm from, we also have Genasi. A lot more common than out here. How come there aren't that many of your... How come there aren't that many of you out here?
Honestly, I don't even know. Something to do with, you know, gods, goddesses, what the fuck ever. Sorry to curse in front of you, kid, but, you know, it's whatever.
Yeah... Nah, my aunt really isn't a fan of me swearing either. Though, honestly, my dad, you know, one of them, swears almost all the time, but it's, I think, okay. I don't know. Robin is just like, no, not at your age.
Yeah. I should probably watch my mouth, or else he looks scared and is like, these Sisters of Flame are probably gonna kick my butt.
They don't look like they're gonna be too angry if you do slip up a swear every once in a bit, but yeah, no, this kid's like 14 years old. Like, this kid's like maybe like, actually, that reminds me, how old are Yuri's kids at this point in time?
Oh god, I don't think I ever like wrote in age for them, but I think they're like, probably like just entering their teenage years.
Yeah, so like around the same age as Ryukai here.
Yeah.
Like 13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Yuri, I think there definitely is then. If it's the similar age, he's kind of got the paternal instinct kind of kicking in.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you got your paternal instinct being like, yeah, no, this is a kid. You don't really want to swear at him. maybe give it a couple of years.
Yeah. So he's like, okay, so then what? Okay. Let's get our priorities in order. We gotta get out of here. Remember, you're a high value target. People are gonna be after you. We'll talk when we are somewhere safe. Is that all right?
Yeah, I guess that's fine. I'm still kind of worried about my aunt. I mean, last I remember, she was making sure that I was safe and whatnot, and throughout an entire war of some sort.
Well, do you remember the last place you saw her? Was it here, or was it somewhere else, or was it like?
I don't know. I remember. I remember there was some conversation about. I don't know. My brain's like been feeling weird this whole time.
Okay, take your time.
Like, I remember people were fighting against soldiers or something. I remember. I don't know. My aunt just wanted to make sure that I was away from the fighting, which honestly I guess was fine. Everything was like getting really scary and whatnot. Then we heard what sounded like a loud echoing, like a loud booming echo, and God, what was the name? Like some big city or something was getting attacked or something.
I see. Well, if you don't fully remember the last place you saw her, again, my friend is looking for her diligently, but... Were you... I will ask one thing
Go
before
ahead.
we go. Yeah. Were you always a Draken Did you look different where you came from? This is form familiar to you?
No, I mean, I can change how I look, but that's kind of more illusionary magic than anything. But
This is your
no, I've looked like this, like I said, since I was born. Bahamut, apparently my dad's helped. See, this is like weird because I know Tiamat and Bahamut are a thing here, but I'm talking about maybe a different Tiamat or Bahamut. I'm not entirely sure how it works in this case. But the Bahamut from where I'm from was having this huge fight or something with the Tiamat from my world. And my dad's and some of their friends went to Bahamut to help him and to seek his blessing, in which he did, and they faced off against they faced off against a lot of bad gods. There was Tiamat, there was Asmodeus, there was this really wrinkly old guy who was missing an eye and a hand, I think.
Oh my god.
Anyway, but
Your dad's fought Asmodeus and Tiamat, and also was blessed. You were blessed by Bahamut, and also a lot of other bad gods.
Yeah, no, there were a lot of other bad gods, and honestly, I don't know about the Asmodeus in here, but the Asmodeus where I'm from was kind of a dick. You see, Robin and Rogue just look at this kid with daggers in their eyes, and Ryukai's just like, what? That's what my dad called him.
Was your dad friends with a super sexy, red, very super cool individual, demon?
You're not even here. You're not even here.
I know.
But yeah, no, they kind of sigh, and before he can say anything else, you hear a knock on the door.
Yuri moves to open it.
All right. You open it. You see two Dragonborn out front, in armor. They look and is like, holy shit, a fire genasi. The other one's like, don't worry about that. Just let's do what we came here for. Oh, right. Look. Just kind of leans in as like, look. We know the Blue Claw is in there. Just hand him over. Nobody's gonna get hurt.
God. We should have fucking left earlier. God damn it. Yeah, Yuri goes full paternal and is like, I'm afraid that's not gonna happen. I really, 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 really don't want any trouble. But I cannot do what you're asking me to do.
All right. And do you have the door like completely open just a crack and whatnot?
Can I have like opened it like a crack so that I can like see the two?
Yeah, no, you can have it open just a crack.
Yeah.
So these Dragonborn just kind of looking as like, look, Genasi, this ain't your fight. This kid is the Blue Claw. We're honor bound to take him to Girardi Kalsura, Bandlord of the Wyvernacks.
Yuri looks behind him to the sisters. He whispers like, we have a problem, and then he'll hold up like two fingers behind his back.
Are you trying to make sure Ryukai doesn't see this, or?
No. He should
No?
be sleight of hand, so he'll no.
Yeah, you see Rogue immediately goes for her daggers. Ryukai is just looking confused. Robin just kind of puts a arm on his shoulder. The Dragonborn is like, look, not the only two looking for him. You're outmatched. Just gonna ask you this once again. Otherwise, we're coming through.
Outmatched as I may be, the same way you have an honor, the same way you have a duty to hand this child over, is the same sentiment that I feel for this target, this claw that you're after. Over my dead body, are you taking this kid anywhere?
And with that, Ryukai at this point definitely kind of triggers what's going on. Kind of looks to everyone and looks and is like, and just like without anything, just kind of looks to you and is it's like, you might want to step back.
Yuri fucking panics and he's like, what? What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
You see, as you do, Ryukai is like casting a spell and launches it close to your direction. Not aiming for you, thankfully, but I'm gonna roll something here. Okay, so you see originally what looks to be this radiant energy coming through his hands, and as he casts it, the energy goes from radiant to lightning. you quickly get out of the way, and it goes through the door. Boom. The door shatters, blowing the two Dragonborn back. Oh, shit. Ignore that. But you see afterwards, Robin just kind of looks and is like, Ryu, what? Stuff's happening, right? We gotta go? Roche is like, unfortunately, the kid's right. I'd say at this point, the two Dragonborn are prone.
Okay.
At this point. Let's see.
Yuri.
It's almost like Arakion was telling him to fucking leave.
Arakion, after you immediately walk away from Harrow, you do hear the sound of some sort of explosion and two huge masses falling to a floor. Almost everyone within the tavern immediately looks up, and about maybe under half start to draw their weapons.
Yuri is gonna yell from the top of the stairs. He's like, oh wait, I almost fucked up. Yuri yells from the top of the stairs, we're leaving now, we have a problem.
And that is where we're gonna end today's episode.
Oh shit.
I was just gonna look up at this electricity that just happened. He's just like, I leave for one measly second, and they couldn't even leave.
I was trying.
Also, despite the 8 to hit the door, I actually rolled something hidden, and it was a dirty 20 to hit the door.
Fair enough.
So yeah, thank you so much for playing, even though it was just the two of you, and thank everyone for listening. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and hopefully we get a chance to have the rest of our players actually join us next week and maybe listen in to catch up. If not, I don't mind doing the recap. The things might change next week because of scheduling. The reason we started later this time around was because one of our players is in Australia and didn't want to wake up at 5 a.m, but had personal reasons to not be here today. So worst case scenario, we might end up doing this on another day that we all have off. Best case scenario, we'll just be doing it at a different time on Sundays. More on that another day. But until then, we have a interesting adventure ahead of us in basically what I am dubbing as the Blue Claw of Tiamat arc. And until then, we will see you guys another time.
Very well.
What?
I'm ending the stream. Everybody say goodbye.
Bye.
Go